Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. Once again, it's time to look back at some really stupid predictions and see what we got right and what we got wrong. Honestly, the WRC was almost easy to predict. There were no real surprises here, and I still got stuff wrong. So let's take a look at my 10 predictions and make fun of my past self. And hey, remember to subscribe because we will be doing this again very soon. Number 1, more events will be cancelled.
Now, I say this with a heavy heart because it sucks only having 7 rounds in the World Rally Championship, especially when they go January to December.
This was a no-brainer. At the time of the video, we had lost Sweden due to COVID and the Rally GB to the worst disease of all, money. Was there any more after? Sadly, yes. Rally Chile and Rally Japan would join the cancelled list due to COVID. Hopefully next year we can get away from this, but I doubt it. It's honestly not worth getting a point for this one, but go on then, I'll take it. Number 2, Oliver Solberg will win the WRC 2.
Oliver Solberg is going to be a top WRC driver one day, probably very shortly. He's racing in WRC 2 for the next 2 years with the Hyundai factory team as they develop a new car as well. I think this year he's going to do extremely well.
He finished 18th, only had 5 appearances, retired from 4 of them, but this clearly wasn't something he was trying to win. He had some WRC experience and did well to finish 5th in Monza, and I do think he is still a good driver. Number 3, Ford will get a podium.
And Ford haven't had the best track record and they can't really seem to match Toyota and Hyundai, but I expect them to get at least 1 podium, probably in Finland somewhere.
Didn't get this one right either. Gus Greensmith got the best result with a 4th in Kenya, so I wasn't far off, but this was not a good year for Ford. And big changes need to happen, which they will be with the new Puma for 2022. Craig Breen joining the lineup, and I think Ford will start to prosper going forward, which is only good for the World Rally Championship because if there is only going to be 3 manufacturers, then at least have them compete against each other. Number 4, Elfyn Evans will not win a rally in 2021.
I think he's a decent driver, he'll do well, but I don't expect him to win a round.
I don't know why I was so down on Elfyn Evans. Not much had changed from 2020, so obviously he is going to be a main challenger again. I guess I didn't take into account that Hyundai wouldn't be on the pace of Toyotas, and I expected more of a spread of wins between Ogier, Neuville and Tanak. Evans actually managed to take 2 wins in Finland and Portugal, and finished runner-up once again behind teammate Sebastian Ogier. Next year he is going to be lead Toyota driver, and Evans will have his best chance of championship glory. Number 5, Kalle Rovanperä will take his first win.
He is a very, very good driver, and I expect him to take his first win in 2021, and maybe even challenge for 3rd in the championship. Don't see him winning it overall.
Not only did he take his first win, he managed to squeeze 2, with wins in Estonia and Greece. He beat Ott Tanak in the championship, and wasn't really that far behind Thierry Neuville. Rovanperä is another driver who has big things coming in his future, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on in 2022. Number 6, Sebastian Ogier will win his 8th Monte Carlo rally.
I expected him to win it last year, I even predicted as such, and he didn't. Thierry Neuville took his first win. But I expect Sebastian Ogier in his final year as a full-time WRC driver to come back stronger than ever and take his 8th Rally Monte Carlo.
He did, half a minute ahead of Elfyn Evans, so pretty easily then. A pretty good record, and I wonder if this is one of the rounds he'll come back for in 2022. If it is, watch Monte Carlo Rally win number 9, and probably number 10 sometime in the future. Number 7, Takamoto Katsuta will have a better year.
But he's only had 3 points finishes in WRC so far. I expect him to easily finish inside the top 10 in the championship and finish higher up the order and take his best finish in WRC, probably 4th or 5th.
Yes, he did. At least I think he did. At least in the first half of the year. After scoring points at the first 6 rallies, Katsuta was just behind Ott Tanak in the points and even finished 2nd in Kenya behind Ogier. After that he retired in Estonia and Belgium, withdrew from Greece, crashed in Finland and Spain and struggled to points in Monza. He needs to be more consistent, but we did see something from the young Japanese driver, and he is another young star in the making. Number 8, Thierry Neuville will not be champion.
I predicted that last year, it did not happen. However, I have a strong feeling that this year he's going to miss out again, probably to Ogier and Tanak. So Neuville's going to have to wait another year to have another go at it.
This is a bit of a cheat, but Neuville will be glad Ogier is gone because he could never beat the Frenchman in the standings, and after finishing 2nd 5 times in the overall championship, he will be most eager for this new era to start. 2021 was not his year despite 2 wins. He hasn't really been in championship contention. 2022 has to be better for Neuville. Number 9. Hyundai will beat Toyota in the Constructors' Championship.
They will take a Drivers' Championship eventually. That being said, they do seem to do very well in the Constructors. They have 2 very, very good drivers in their main cars. Expect Hyundai to be strong, they'll win rounds, and they will take their 3rd Constructors' title in a row.
I don't know why I thought this. There was no evidence that Hyundai were going to beat Toyota. OGA and Evans easily guided Toyota to the Constructors' Championship, whilst Tanak really struggled, and Hyundai never really got on the pace of the Toyotas. Toyota take their 5th Constructors' title, drawing level with Peugeot as the 3rd most successful manufacturer behind Citroën and Lancia, and honestly, if they keep this up, I can see them closing in on the top of the list. 2025 prediction: Toyota will have more WRC wins than any other marquee in the series history. Number 10, Sebastian Ogier will be champion.
I expect him to do it once more in 2021, take his 7th championship, and then ride off into the sunset, probably doing part-time drives in the future.
I feel like this was an obvious one, given that Sebastian Ogier has won 8 of the last 9 championships. We say goodbye, at least on a full-time basis, to Ogier after 2021, but he is a worthy champion. So there were my predictions. I got 6 of them right, so not too bad. I will be back with more predictions in 2022, so remember to subscribe. There will also be predictions for Formula E, Formula 1 and more. Leave a like and tell your friends. Thank you for watching and have a good one.